everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. In the run up to Christmas, I wanted to do a little runner's gift guide of various things that I've found over the last year, or maybe a little bit more, that I think would make really great gifts. Everywhere from, you know, a few quid all the way up to basically the highest category is just under 150 quid. So hopefully there's something in here for everyone. I would also love to hear any of your recommendations, anything that you are getting for someone, or something that you would really love to see under the tree for you this year. So just stick them down in the comments below. So I'm going to go through each category. So that's going to be under £15, under £50, and under £150. And of course, a lot of this depends on where you get it from, what length of subscription you get for various things. So the prices are going to vary a little bit, but this is just a rough guide to what it is. So without further ado, here are my top runners Christmas presents for 2022. Okay, so first present idea is running socks. No one is going to complain about getting more running socks. Socks are a classic Christmas present anyway. So my favorite brand for running socks is probably Stance, but I've just noticed that Soar Running also do really great socks. So this is anywhere from like £6.50 upwards. If you want to check out the Soar running socks, I have a discount as well, which is Flora 15. So for a lot of these items, I have a discount code and I'm going to mention it, or if I don't mention it, it will come up on the screen and I will put it down in the description below as well, so that when you go shopping you can have a little bit of a discount. I think one or two of them are affiliate links as well, but for the vast majority it's just a discount for you guys so that you can get your Christmas presents a little bit cheaper. My second Christmas present recommendation is Exhale Coffee. Now obviously coffee and runners go hand in hand. This one comes in decaf and caffeinated, and the whole point in it is that it is filled with all sorts of goodness that improve your exercise capacity, and that is from things like polyphenols to antioxidants, which basically have all these health benefits, and loads of runners I know completely rave about Exhale Coffee. I've got a bunch downstairs as well. I drink the decaf one and I think it tastes incredible. So, you know, no one again is going to complain about getting coffee, so that is my second. My third recommendation is for anyone who is running a marathon, especially their first marathon, and it is this book by Matthew Huff. So this is called Marathoner, and let me read you. It says, "What to expect when training for and running a marathon. Mile by mile insights from pre-race rituals to negotiating aid stations to hitting the wall to post-race recovery. Training tips from shoes and gear selection to avoiding injury to diet. Advice from top marathoners and guidance from coaches, doctors, nutritionists, and celebrity runners." I found this book really useful. I've not done a road marathon since getting this book. This actually came out last year, I think it was, but I read through this. It's got a pretty complete overview of what running a marathon is like. So if you know someone who's running their first marathon next year, this is a great book to get them. My next one is also a book recommendation. It's called Range by David Epstein. It is about generalists versus specialists. It's in general, but it also references a lot of the world of sports. So will runners be much better at running because they started running at a really young age and did nothing but, or will they be better at running if they started loads of sports at a young age and didn't specialize until later in life? And I find this really interesting because obviously you have the Malcolm Gladwell thing of 10,000 hours and getting as much training as you can for one particular sport or activity, versus the other way of thinking, which is basically if you try lots of different things, then all the different skills that you get from that will go towards making you better at the thing that you eventually decide to specialize in. So I haven't actually read this book, but it's been recommended by loads of different people. It's on my list and I kind of hope to get it myself this year. The next book is called How She Did It by Molly Huddle. This is a collection of interviews with pro runners, all women, and it is a great thing to read if you are kind of looking for inspiration, motivation, and also insights into how some of the top runners in the world do what they do. And this is another one that I haven't read, but it's got great reviews and it came out really recently, so I'm adding that to my list as well. The next book recommendation is We Can't Run Away From This by Damian Hall. Damian Hall is, as I mentioned before, one of our best ultramarathon runners in the UK. He's incredibly passionate about environmentalism and sustainability, and he's written this book about how the two, environmentalism and running, the two things combine. I have started reading it. I'm not very far through, but it is filled with information. Quite depressing at times, times. But if you have anyone in your life who is interested in sustainability but also it is a runner, then I would really recommend giving this to them. It also has lots of information about sustainable fashion and that kind of stuff, so right up my street. I absolutely am loving it so far, and I kind of wish I could give it to everyone I know. So yeah, definitely a great one to add to your list, things that you want, but also to get for someone else who is into environmentalism and also is a runner. My last book recommendation for this list is Out and Back by Hilary. This is quite a recent book, although not super recent, and Hilary is a very inspirational woman. She has done a huge amount of things for how young she is, but she also suffered from this crazy accident, broke 14 bones in her body, I think it was, and it's basically her story about how she recovered from this both physically and mentally and went on to continue competing in ultramarathons. I listened to the audiobook version and it is just incredible. So yeah, really recommend checking that one out, either as the audiobook or if you want to give it as a hard copy gift, the book version is great as well. My next gift recommendation is Runderwear. So Runderwear is actually a brand, but they do various things like pants, socks, sports bras, as well as like shorts, anti-chafing shorts, like that kind of stuff. I basically exclusively wear their pants when I'm running, and I think they're really, really great. They don't have seams, they don't rub anywhere, and they're super comfortable as well. So they're great. You can either buy one pair or you can buy them in multi-packs, and everyone I know who wears them really rates them, so very recommend checking them out. I have another discount code for them, which is Flora15, and that gets you 15% off any of their full priced items. And my last gift recommendation for under £15 is the Soar Running Re-Waterproofing Wash. So this is something that you put all your waterproof clothes into the wash with this liquid, and what it does is re-waterproof them, and it's way more effective than a spray, obviously much of which goes everywhere, and it also cleans your clothes at the same time without removing the waterproofing from them. And this is something that impacts the longevity of waterproof items. So if you have spent a huge amount of money on a waterproof jacket, for example, you don't want it to lose its waterproof coating super quickly, and by getting one of these washes, I think it only costs like £11.50, or with my discount it is £9.77, and yeah, you can just add that to your washes of your waterproof clothing and it re-waterproofs it at the same time as cleaning it. Moving on to gifts under £50. So this is a great category because I think this is sort of what most people are spending on gifts for close family members. The first one is a decent head torch. Head torches can be really expensive, and so if you've got people in your life who are running this winter, especially if it's their first time, it can be really intimidating to get out, and getting them a good head torch is a great way of encouraging them out the door when it gets dark outside. And they can cost anywhere from like 25 quid to 150 quid plus, but a decent range torch will be around the £50 mark. I recommend checking out Silver and Petzl, both of which have torches kind of across the price ranges, so check out what works for you and what works for your budget. So my next recommendation is for the women in your life. It is D. Louise jewelry. D. Louise jewelry is something I actually found out about through Instagram ads, and I was very skeptical, but I bought myself a couple of things because the whole premise is providing jewelry that doesn't tarnish or lose its gold plating. So my earrings at the moment are from there, and also both of these rings actually. And something I struggle with when I exercise loads is wearing my nice jewelry and then it basically gets ruined because you know, you sweat, or if you're washing your hands, you know, it can take off the gold plating. And the whole premise behind this is that the gold plating is much thicker and it's done in a different way to standard gold plating, which means that it's much more resilient against things like sweat, salt, or water, like that kind of stuff. So it's much longer lasting, and because it is stainless steel rather than silver, it's a really affordable price point as well. I don't think I have a discount code for these guys, but I might message them, and if I do, I will stick it down in the description box below. My next recommendation is Huff. They're recovery shoes for runners. They cost around £30 plus, and they're really highly recommended by physios and a lot of runners that I know. I think the premise is that it increases circulation to your feet and it basically aids the recovery. I have not yet tried these, but I first found out about them during Tribe Run for Love 3 out in the Azores, and everyone was wearing them, and I was very, very jealous because I think I was wearing like snow boots, which is rogue. So yeah, thoroughly recommend checking these guys out if you have anyone that you know who is doing like ultra marathons or just wants a pair of slides to wear around the house, helping them recover from all their running. My next few things are money towards things, or you know, you can get them an entire session depending how much you want to spend, but Personal training, great if you have a runner who doesn't really know where to start when they get into the gym. Having a single personal training session can be a really great thing to do to help them feel more confident when it comes to using machines, using free weights, what sort of exercises they should be doing to get better at running. And I think a lot of people put off the gym because of that intimidation factor, and by getting them just 1 or 2 personal training sessions, they can feel a lot more confident in the gym when they go. Next one is physio. I think like 60% of runners are injured each year, so physio sessions is going to be required by a lot of people, and just saying an IOU physio session, then next time they get injured, or if they are already injured, it can help them get back on their feet and back out running a lot quicker. And it can be really expensive, and I think that is a barrier for a lot of people, so it's a great thing to do, a kind of practical present for the other runners in your life. Next one is money towards or entry into a race. And a bunch of people messaged me to say that they first did a race because their friend had a spare entry and they went along with them and had a great time, and then decided to get into running. And I love this idea because it not only provides a sort of great bonding experience, but it also encourages your friends to get active and to get out. And it doesn't have to be like a crazy fast 10K. It could be something like a fun run, colour run, an obstacle course. I think Tough Mud is really fun, maybe not in winter, but when it comes around to summer. And you don't have to be already a really great runner to give these things a go. It can be really, really fun just to give it a try. Or if it's someone who has a goal race, but the entry to that race is really expensive, then chipping into the cost of the race entry can be a really nice thing to do to take the load off a little bit from that person. Next is Strava yearly membership. Obviously Strava is free to use if you choose not to get the premium subscription, but the premium subscription gives you access to loads of cool features, and I have it and I love it. I'm a little bit of a geek when it comes to tech, so I really enjoy seeing all the heat maps and segments and all this kind of stuff. So that costs £48 for the year, which I think is pretty good value because they have been doing it for free for so long, and it wasn't until recently that they started charging for kind of additional stuff. So yeah, that's a really nice one to get, and then that means that they can decide whether or not they want to keep it after that time. Next one is an absolute plug, so forgive me, but it is subscription to Leo's Box. And Leo's Box is my brand, and this is for the environmentally conscious runner in your life. Leo's Box is a sustainable skincare and home product brand that kind of collates together loads of different brands that sell sustainable home and skincare products. So things like Rhian Skincare, Home Things, Seep, Evolve Skincare, Upcircle. It's a lot of very practical items, and the great thing about membership is it gets you all of those up to 70% off, but on average 40% off. And once you've got the membership, you get access to all of those discount prices. Think of kind of Costco, but good for the planet. And this is my brand, which is why I say it is a huge plug. We would love to have more people subscribe, and the membership is only £36 a year, which is £3 a month, which is nothing for the amount of money it gets you off all of those products. I think you can literally do one order and it already pays for itself, which is pretty cool depending on what you get. And from that you can get things like Rhian's bath oil, which is really great in terms of muscle recovery after a run. It's got magnesium in it, which is vital for letting your muscles recover after a run. I absolutely love it. And we sell things like that, loads more things like skincare, and they're all at really discount prices. So yeah, I think that's a great present if you have another eco-conscious friend who is also into running or even not into running. I think it's a really great gift idea. Next one is an Audible subscription, or whichever audiobook membership that you prefer. Audible itself is around £48 for 6 months, so it's not cheap. I think there are some other places that are a little bit cheaper and also not affiliated with Amazon, which is obviously better. Audiobooks are brilliant though for runners because it means that you can head out for a run, and rather than listening to pumping music, which might encourage you to run too fast, you can actually listen to a novel, or you can listen to an educational book about running, or whatever you want to listen to. And when I get into my ultra training, I re-download loads of audiobooks so that I can listen to them while I'm out and about, and I come back and I feel like I've had such a great education while I've been out. And with the membership, they also give you a book each month, so you can kind of refresh your library every time. You're not having to pay for extra. Next is a Free Train running vest. This is sort of like a hydration pack, and I think they do actually do hydration packs for only 25 quid. It basically allows you to put your phone, your keys, your wallet, extra layers, all of that kind of stuff in a pack, so that you're not, you know, like faffing with loads of things around your waist or in various different pockets. You can put it all in one place and it's super convenient. Again, I don't yet have a discount code for these guys at the time of recording, but I'm gonna message them and see if I can get one, and if I can, I will stick it down in the description box below. They do a hydration pack, and it is relatively affordable compared to most hydration packs, but I have not tried it. This is a sort of general recommendation without actually having tried it, so definitely check out reviews, make sure it would work for you or your friend, whoever you're getting it for, but I think it's a great place to start for people who don't necessarily have all the kit to get out running for longer runs. And certainly useful for winter are running gloves, buffs, ear warmers, that kind of stuff. There are loads of different brands out there that do really great ones depending on how much money you want to spend. In terms of gloves, I think Innovate's really great, I think Soar is really great, and they're kind of around 20 to 35 quid, depending on how thick you need, how well fitted, what kind of materials you want. But for me, so long as I have gloves, I'm a happy camper because I am permanently cold, and gloves are just a godsend. Ear warmers are great, buffs are great because they are multifunctional, and pretty much all runners I know wear them or have some for winter training. Okay, so up to the £150 price category. First off, I'm gonna say Sun God running sunglasses. The Ultras, these are what I wear for all of my training. You can get so many different types and all of them are customizable as standard. So it costs 130 quid for the glasses. They have a lifetime guarantee. They're made from recycled plastics. You can get any sort of customization that you want. It is included in the price. So if you have particular colors that you like or your friend likes, then you can just create that. And they also come with lots of different nose pieces so that they will fit you and not be too big, too small. You can change it. And also they have ones that are photochromic, so in winter obviously we don't get a huge amount of sun, at least in the UK, but you can get ones that start out really light, and when it is sunny they get darker, and when it is dark they get lighter, so they're always kind of suitable for any sort of situation. I tend to wear those on cloudy days. They also protect against wind, the rain, my flicking hair when it flicks around, sleet, flies. I have honestly had to suffer through all of these things at some point in my running career. Sun God sunglasses are the best sunglasses that I've used. They're specifically made for ultra running and they're super duper comfy, so thoroughly recommend. They are not cheap, but like I say, they have a lifetime guarantee, so if you accidentally scratch them, if you break off an arm, you can send them back and they will repair them for you or send you a replacement pair, which I love. Next up is a runner year membership. This costs $99.99 for the year or $15.99 per month, so depending on your budget you can pay for each one of those. If someone is training for a marathon, for example, I think that is a 4-month training program on Runner. That means that you can offer to pay for those 4 months if you want to limit the budget, or if you know that they're really into their running and they've got loads of races coming up. If you pay for a year membership, it's cheaper per month, and also that means that they can train for all of their different races using one app. The reason I love Runner, and I have mentioned this quite a lot before, it's actually what I used to get my PB, my 10K recently, and it's also what I'm going to be using for training for my ultra marathons next year. It's completely personalized to your current ability and your goals. So they have everything from a 5K PB plan to a pre-marathon baseline training plan if you've never done a marathon before and you want to get up to speed before you actually start your 4 months, to a Hilly marathon, to 250 kilometer multi-day ultra marathon. They have it all and is anywhere from complete beginners to elites. And there are some really great people that I know who use this, including my friend Kathy, who is a GB duathlete. So there really is something for everyone, and they don't have any limits on speeds, paces, all that kind of stuff. You say how many days a week that you can train and it will create a schedule for you. And it also includes strength training. So if you were considering getting it for a friend, you could say it also includes all of their gym training programs if they want to add it. And it just tells you what to do, so you don't even have to think about it, which I love. If you wanted something a bit more special than the free train running pack, I would really recommend getting someone a hydration pack. I think once you get one of these, you never look back. I'm obsessed with mine. Mine's from Colombia. I think Salomon do some really great ones as well. That's where most people get theirs that I know of. Innovate as well is another great brand. Again, I've not tried those, but loads of runners I know have tried those brands and really rate them. And hydration packs are just kind of crazy expensive, but if you get one that fits really well, it really lasts for a very long time and it completely changes the game when it comes to running. Adding in loads of stuff when you're going out for long runs, and yeah, I mean, if you're a runner, you know how important they are. So if you have someone else in your life who is trying to get into ultramarathon training, for example, then getting them a running hydration pack is a really great thing to do. Next up is Whoop Band membership. The annual membership is £211 and that lasts for the whole year, and that includes the Whoop with it. I absolutely love Whoop. I have spoken about it recently as part of an ad. This is not an ad for them, but I do really rate it. I use it alongside my Garmin. My Garmin I use for training, my Whoop I use for recovery data, everything from sleep to heart rate variability and blah, 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 blah. I think it's really brilliant. You can go and watch the ad if you want to hear all of the exciting information about it, or check them out online. I'll put my link down below. That gets you 20% off until the 18th of December, I believe, after which it becomes more expensive. So if you were thinking of getting it, I would definitely recommend getting it soon before that discount disappears. It's not cheap, but it is a great present. My next two present ideas are for any dog lovers, any runners who have dogs, and that is the non-stop dog wear kit. I use the free motion harness. There are two different types. There's the old one and there's the new one. The new one is more expensive. It's a little bit more personalized, but for most people, the old one will also be sufficient. And then also the Canicross belt. And I think this is the thing that makes the most difference if you're running with a dog. If you have a Canicross belt, a bungee lead, and a harness, then your dog can pull you along without it hurting your back or without you having to hold the dog lead in your hand. They're not cheap again. So the non-stop dog wear belt is $72.99, but I believe I have a discount code that's 20% off. And again, if I do find this code, I'm going to stick it down in the description box below. I haven't asked any of these brands to give me codes yet, which is why I'm sort of like fingers crossed and hoping for the best that they will let me give you a discount. But again, if I have it, I will stick it down in the description box below and definitely use that to get you some money off. So yeah, use the free motion harness and the Canicross belt, and then you can also get a bungee lead. Or if you're feeling particularly generous, they have a Canicross starter kit that includes all of these different things at a discounted price. So just go and check out the website. I will stick it down below, and that will be perfect for anyone in your life who is starting to run with their dog. Last but not least is the Soar Ultra Jacket. This is a rain jacket. There are two extremely good rain jackets that I've tried. This is the cheaper of the two, which may be surprising when you see how expensive it is, but to get a really high performing breathable running jacket is like unheard of. I've tried so many in my life, and honestly, like the amount of money that I've spent cycling through various jackets that are slightly substandard, actually I probably should have just spent the money on a jacket that was really good and that worked the first time round and that will last me for the whole of my life, and it ends up actually being cheaper. So the Soar running jacket has incredible features and is really nicely fitting. I'm going to stick the link in the description box below so that you can go and check it out, because I'm not going to read out all the information about it now, but thoroughly rate it. I've got a 15% discount code again, and that is Flora15, and that will get you 15% off anything at Soar. But yeah, this jacket is just impeccable, and with winter training all feeling very, very cold and quite wet this year, it's definitely a great thing to get a running friend or yourself as a cheeky little Christmas present. Okay, so that is it for these recommendations. There are so many other things you can get, from vitamins to protein to loads of different supplements to running shoes to kit, but those I feel like are all a little bit basic. Although one great idea that someone did say that they were getting for their friend is like a marathon starter kit. Everything from books about running a marathon to socks to paracetamol to bath salts to headphones, like all of this kind of stuff all in one little package for their friend. And I just thought that was really, really cute, and a kind of little kit for beginner runners I think is a brilliant idea, but you can make your own depending on what your friends and family need. But thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you found it useful. If you have any of your own recommendations, stick them down in the comments below, and other people can come and check that out as well. The great thing about a lot of these presents is that they are virtual or IOUs, and that means that you can get them until really last minute, because if you're anything like me, you still haven't done your Christmas shopping and it's very stressful. Hopefully this helps a little bit. If you did enjoy this video, please do give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. This is my penultimate video for the year. I will be taking a little bit of time out in January, just a little bit, which I'm very much looking forward to, and I hope to see you on next week's vlog. If not, I will see you in the new year. Have a great Christmas. I hope all your running friends are happy. I hope you have a lovely Christmas, and I will see you in the new year. Bye!